Hi everyone, hope you're doing well. Can you feel the energy? Yeah, it seems to be intensifying and it really feels like something's brewing. I'm not sure if you're feeling this too, but it's been accelerating. So since last week, the full moon, I just wanted to share with you my experiences, which might help you on your path, on your journey. Um, yeah, so since the full moon, it's been quite intense for me. I've been feeling lots of Ascension symptoms, so muscle aches, aches and pains in the body, in the back, in the legs, all sorts of things going on for me. And also, yeah, I just felt this really big push. It felt like the energies were pushing me and encouraging me to make a final decision. I feel that I have crossed the threshold, but there are still things that I'm still dragging along behind me. And so the energies, it was very clear for me. One morning I woke up and it was just very clear I had to make a decision. And this may be something to do with your personal life, your work, your family, or maybe just a way of being, a limiting belief maybe, that is not allowing you to move forward, or that is in a sense holding you back from moving forward. And so I delved deep into my heart space because this is where all the valuable information is at this time, connecting into the heart and asking myself, what is it that I'm not seeing? What is it that I need to let go of? What is it that is still holding me back or holding me down? It's almost like an anchor, like a weight that is not allowing me to move up and forward. So it was quite easy for me to identify what it was. It was something that I didn't want to look at for a long time. And I have finally pushed past some fears to do so. And since then, I feel so much space within my body. So it really feels like just by letting go, and this is the message that is coming through very clearly, is that you don't need to be afraid to let go. Because as you let go, you're going to create more space. And that space is going to now be filled with things that are a match to your new vibration, to your new way of being. So there's really nothing to fear, although the fear will arise and it's perfectly normal. And what I would say also is to not deny that sense of loss, that feeling of maybe grief. You know, sometimes when we let go of something that has been in our lives, or just our way of being, or a thought, or a belief, or whatever it is for you, when we think about letting go, it's kind of sad, but it's also exciting because we open up the field to infinite potential now. Whereas we were holding on to that one thing, and now as we open up, anything is possible. So it's sort of bittersweet. It's sad, but it's also exciting. And there's also, it's sort of exciting and happy because something new is going to enter into your life, into your reality, into your world. But at the same time, there's still this sadness that lingers as we let go of whatever it is that you still need to uncover. So I would just advise always to be connected to your heart, and if you're feeling that sense of loss and or grief, allow space for that, because that is a necessary aspect of the process. And that's true for me. It may not be for you, but for me personally, I really need to allow the space for those emotions. And then as I did that, it was only a day or two, and I just felt so, there was a sense of relief. A sense of relief. It was like I was holding so much on my shoulders, and letting that go just meant, whew, oh, I can relax now, you know, and at the same time I felt this expansive space in my body, and I had this experience during my own practice of just being full of light, and I felt so open, expansive, and yeah, just full of space is the way that I can describe it most. So that's been my past week, and so I would absolutely encourage you to maybe just look at what is not serving you in your life, what does not align to your higher being, what are you maybe still holding on to and refusing to let go, maybe because these energies are really intense and it's really pushing. And I use the words encouraging, but I would say in my experience it was more of a forcing. I had no choice. I just had to let go. So it's much easier if we take these steps voluntarily rather than being forced to, because it's not as fun. What I'm feeling now is that there's something brewing. There's something big brewing, and the energies are intensifying. It almost feels, again, there's always these periods of like a lull, the calm before the storm. And my guess is as good as yours. I'm in the dark, I'm in the unknown, and I have no idea what's coming, but it just feels like there's something brewing. Whatever is occurring in your reality, make being present number one. If you can be present in this moment, in each moment after moment after moment, your full awareness in this moment means that you're not, those fearful thoughts cannot come to you because you're just completely focusing here and now. And whatever has already occurred and what you've let go of can't bother you either. So just stay here in this moment. Whatever arises, my advice to you and to myself is to simply be present. Every single moment of the day, the moment that you lose your awareness, that you lose your focus of this moment, this very moment, that's when you can get pulled off track, or succumb to the emotions, or succumb to the fear, the fearful thoughts that might come through. Whatever's going on, know that it is for your highest good, and it is for your expansion and for the expansion of all that exists. So it's all good. Whatever is happening, it's all good. That's one thing to remember. And to be present, always, always to be present. This is one of the most powerful keys to hold. If you can just practice being present. And if you don't know how to do that, then meditate more. Meditate, meditate, meditate. You can also be present and meditate during daily activities, like simple things like washing up or going for a walk. Just being very present in nature and noticing your surroundings. And notice when your thoughts start to trail off, and just bring it back to this moment. So the yoga practice, the meditation practice is going to help you in being absolutely present in each moment, being aware. At the same time, as all of this is brewing, I'm also aware that we're working on some of our big fears of the dark, of the unknown, fears of loss. And so it really feels like this process it's almost like we're doing both. You know, we're doing this work here, but we're also doing that work. And if you think about it too much, it can get overwhelming. So again, just come back to presence at the moment. If this is coming up for you, just work on that. But at the same time, realize that as you're opening up and connecting more into your heart space, allowing more light energy in, and creating all this space for what is yet to come in your new being, in the new earth, we are also processing our fears at the same time, the fears of loss, as we, let go of what doesn't serve us anymore. The fears of the unknown, of what's coming. We don't know what's coming. We're all in the dark here. And so hang in there is what I would say. Also, fear of loneliness. Well, it's not, I guess it's not really a fear. It's more a feeling of feeling alone. And this, especially for the light workers out there, and I'm sure if you're listening this far, you are one. It really does get lonely. It gets a little bit lonely. It feels like, oh my gosh, it's just me and there's nothing else going on. And I'm the only one that I can rely on. I'm the only one I can understand what's going on here, that can process all these things. And it feels like that. And try to remember that that in itself is an illusion. The truth is oneness. We are connected to all that exists. Everything that you are processing and maybe letting go of is also part of your energy now. The illusion is that you're letting go of it, but it was always a part of you. It was never separate from you. So try to remember that. But again, it's another human, a natural human thing to feel like this. So don't try to suppress that. If you're feeling alone, that's okay. Just acknowledge that, and just come back to that, accepting the negative emotions. It doesn't always feel good, but know that it is for your higher, for your expansion, and that it's all good. So yeah, I think I've covered quite a lot here today. Thank you so much for listening, if you have made it this far. And also, yes, that's what I was going to say, that you're never alone, because we're all doing this. Right? I'm doing this work, you're doing this work, there's others out there that are on the forefront as we are. So it feels alone, it's just an illusion. Just out there, if you can sort of open out your senses and start to connect with what's out there in the dark, in the unknown, you will find some familiarity in other light workers who are also out there in the dark. Okay, so I hope this helps. Whatever's coming, I hope you can remain present and remember that it's all happening for you.